champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hey, yo, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy here on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty in the house. T-Foss, Uncle T-Foss back in effect. T-Foss, man.
Greetings.
You got the word? You're looking strong today, brother. Strong.
Could be my favorite. Could be my favorite skis you wear. Those are sweet shoes right there, buddy.
Oh yeah, I love these shoes.
Those are they comfy?
They are.
That's important too. A lot of times the ones that look good don't feel good, but
yeah, I put on a lot of shoes and I take them right off and can't buy them because they hurt my puppies.
That's it, man.
If you hurt
take
my
care
puppy,
of your puppies. Always take care of your puppies.
You are not a friend of mine.
Absolutely not. We have Sam Flannel here in the house. We have Spencer Raxter. Also, we are locked. We are loaded. We are ready to go. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tap into that. Get your thoughts out there. We'll read them. The good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, all of it. Detroit Dabber 313 says, good morning. Detroit Dabber is back in. First number one. So there has been some order restored.
Well, that was only apropos. Yesterday was Oak Island. I mean, Rake had to get in first so he could claim that. We sacrificed Matty last night. Not really, but we just tried to let the Oak Island, and we're going to find some gold, Terry. We're finding gold this year. All my peeps that were online, we were following this. I'm excited. Excited. Can't wait till they go over to England to check out the Templar Castle, too. I'm a big history guy. There, that's a guy.
Are we done?
Maybe.
Let me know when we're finished.
Excited, though. There was excitement from, hey, listen, for everybody out there who is intrigued, worthwhile watch yesterday, Terry. Worthwhile watch. Did not waste my 2-hour preview. I've been waiting for it like everybody else, and I'm excited.
Is this a Canadian thing or something? What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
No, I mean, apparently there's a lot of people.
These guys are from Traverse City, the Guinas. I mean, have some Michigan love. I mean, not you, Neal. We know that. But, I mean, the rest of us in here can love the state of Michigan and all the people doing their stuff. So,
I love the state of Michigan.
I know you do. So, I mean, just give a little, it's hope, maybe a little bit in that little, I know it's coming up on Christmas, Grinch, but maybe that little heart of yours can warm up a little bit. And I mean, hey, listen, in the garden shaft, there is gold in the water, so they're going to find it. Oh, it was exciting.
Jake Wagoner, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Better odds for the Lions to make playoffs, or they find gold on Oak Island?
They're finding gold on Oak Island. I'm going Oak Island. Sticking with it. I think this is the year.
Go Blue says, ignite the hate early in the show. We build up to that, Go Blue. I don't just walk in like that. No. We gotta fire up the engines and get to that. We gotta warm up to that. So
yeah.
You got that's up to us to present something that pisses him off. For instance, if I were to say Michigan deserves to be in the Final Four for the playoffs ahead of TCU. That gets him angry.
Yeah, that's patently false. But I know, too, that you're just doing that right now.
He looks like he just sucked on lemon. See there? It works.
I'll give you guys something that I got worked up about. If that's the goal here, Go Blue, let's do it this way then. And I want to take this to the streets. We were just talking. We're talking like we usually are before we go on the air here. World Cup starts this weekend. And I'm just as surprised as you are. And I call soccer for a living. I know. But with all that, USA plays England on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I think they kick it too. Nebraska-Iowa plays football right around that same time frame. And I've been going around the office here kind of taking the temperature of everyone. So now I come to you, the good people of Big D Energy. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Which one you watching? You can only watch one. You watching USA England in the World Cup? You watching Nebraska Iowa football? Which one?
I am watching the United States and England. But if there was another game, if it was any other two countries, Ecuador and Spain.
Right, but it's not. It's USA England or Nebraska Iowa football.
I'm watching USA England.
I think because it's World Cup. Because it's the USA, and I don't care about, they're supposed to do this, they're supposed to do that. The fact they're playing England, how many times has this come around? So to me, this is almost appointment viewing because of this matchup, no matter what. Now, if there was a championship football game or Oak Island was on, it'd be different. Right?
But it's not.
But it's not.
It's
different.
Nebraska,
to
Iowa,
answer this
or
question,
England,
there
USA.
is some juice behind this sort of game.
I like in this argument, we've all tried to say, yeah, but if it was somebody else, but no, it's United States.
I know,
and
you sound like a Michigan football fan
but
right now.
I know,
Bringing up Ohio State when we're asking about your schedule.
We'd switch up.
Hey, come on, leave Sam Flannel alone. I don't even think he's got a microphone today. He can't even defend himself.
I got a mic.
No you got a mic. You got no camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do they not, though, Spence?
They do.
You guys both sound like a Michigan football fan when we talk about
true,
Michigan's
right.
schedule when they bring up Ohio State.
Yeah, but Ohio State only played Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's not that good.
All right. Wow. 52%, 56% say USA, England. 44% say Nebraska, Iowa. You guys are liars.
I tell you what,
44% of you are lying.
You know what I would tune into though, if we had the fish cam, and we stuck fish in an office with a cot and didn't let him out to go to the bathroom, obviously. But you know what? He had to sit in there, and you turned into a live stream of watching fish watch World Cup.
A fish watch party.
To me, that would be entertaining.
Hey, Nene, don't call those 44% people liars, because you have clowns that watch the Pro Bowl, and that's the worst football ever.
There are, and you know what? You're right, Terry. There is a
people
segment
who
that
watch
watches it.
Nebraska, Iowa.
I like part B of this poll. Which game would be the highest scoring?
Namahi says the score of both games will probably be the same.
Yeah,
go Blue. Not a huge soccer guy, but I do enjoy international matches. And you brought it up, Dean, like the juice of the World Cup.
That's the juice of the World Cup to whatever else is going on and this and that. It only comes around. I think it's like that in all sports. I mean, even in baseball, baseball and basketball, they try to do it, not so much. Hockey's a bigger one, but soccer's the biggest one. And if we're told that it's the greatest and the biggest sport in the world, well, I mean, it seems to show out, depending on where it is.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ronald Stokes says Iowa playing for the Big Ten West. That is true, guys. They control their destiny to win the Big Ten West. Iowa.
Oh, wow.
Conference of Champions.
Wow.
World Cup's looking more and more appealing, isn't it?
I'll probably watch the World Cup, honestly.
Speaking of that, Neal, are we going to do a segment on, because what about the conversation you and I had, and you didn't see it coming, but you sort of saw it coming, and you should have seen it coming about the rankings yesterday? Are we going to do
Yeah.
We want to touch on that now?
No, yeah. I mean, let's do it now, right? Because we don't have it. So the college football playoff rankings were released yesterday. No big stunners. I mean, again, the only problem that I have with it is that TCU is behind Michigan and Ohio State.
But
again,
it's irrelevant. Because it's irrelevant because they play each other.
Right.
So it's like one of these. When I asked you,
well,
yesterday,
even so though, TCU is ahead of them now, and therefore, if TCU were to win the rest of their games, I would say that they should stay ahead of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. 'Cause well, here's the whole thing: is this not what the committee looks like? It's like, okay, TCU, you've done what you've done, but you're not getting higher than 4.
Yeah,
because we're gonna make you play Georgia.
Whatever, though. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's up to TCU. They win, they're going. So,
and I don't like to brag, but I did try to educate Neal on something. Because he was trying to figure out who should be in the playoffs. He says, well, strength of schedule and, and quality wins and everything and blah, blah, blah. And I said, block him. It's who the committee wants in there. That's the overriding factor. It's not strength of schedule and the way the team looks and everything. You should be right, but you're not.
See, the only thing that makes me mad is comments like this where Anthony Hurley says TCU is the Cincinnati of last year. It's like, no, they're beating ranked opponents
weekly.
Yeah, they have a better strength of schedule than Michigan or Ohio State.
But the one thing that you did notice, right, where we thought Illinois was gonna get that little rub, they did, but they gave the rub. So I look at, as you explain this, I look at this like math class. That you only got 1 point marked off with your final answer, but you showed your work the whole way because you had it right there in your grasp and you couldn't hold on to it because
I didn't think about it deeply enough. Where, look, because I thought that they were going to stick that 25 on Illinois just for aesthetic purposes for the TV when Michigan plays Illinois on the Big Blue noon kickoff. I thought they would do that. However, they threw one past me even, and I pride myself on a guy that can kind of catch these things. But what they did low key with Penn State was pretty impressive. They Illinois'd Penn State. Illinois was 10 when they played Michigan. Got cooked by Michigan. Got cooked by Ohio State.
And Michigan State.
What's that?
I said and Michigan State.
I'm talking about Penn State.
Oh.
Yeah. Penn State played Michigan. Got decimated. Penn State then played Minnesota. Beat Minnesota because, it's P.J. Fleck in Minnesota. Then got murdered in the fourth quarter against Ohio State. Lost by double digits at home. Then beat Indiana and Maryland and somehow got back to number 11 in the country.
Which reflects on, Michigan ran all up and down against Penn State team that's number 11. They got to be better. So
there you go. And again, I can't shake it, Terry, that they're laying the groundwork to get the loser of that game in the playoff. It's a harder sell to get Ohio State in there, but it's an easier sell to get Michigan in there.
Baby boy, one more time. A lot of times people vote on the name.
I know.
It has nothing to do with Michigan trying to get Michigan in the playoffs. Penn State could lose to Pitt by a touchdown. And then if they're both 10-1, like 8 weeks later, guess who's going to be ranked ahead of the other team? It'll be Penn State over Pittsburgh. Same thing happens Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma in the third week of the season. They both go on and they're both 9-2. Guess who's going to be ranked ahead?
It's always going to be Oklahoma. Yeah.
Right. That's just the way it is.
Right.
Michigan and Michigan State. Michigan State beats Michigan 10 out of 14 years and is favored none of the games. You're voting or you're thinking something is better based on the name. Same thing will happen with the college playoffs. It's the name. It's not the resume.
Here's an interesting one, too, that Rack thought of that I didn't think of. Neal, do you think they'll do the same thing with Notre Dame if they went out to try to make the Ohio State win that much better? Yeah, they will, and especially they'll have the ability to, because if they beat USC at home, which will be a coin flip game, that'll be a 50-50 proposition. It'll be like the Clemson game, where if they do that, then you can juice Notre Dame, and then that way you got it both covered. So these are the things I think about, man.
No, and obviously because it all plays out in the wash, we obviously know that the heads-up game, the Ohio State-Michigan game is where it's all at. So I'm sure it's going to change, but Neal, when you look at this, that's what I know. You said this year that they got rid of the energy guy that's in charge, but the fact is that
no. Instead, they brought on somebody who used to cover college football. A journalist that used to cover college football.
But it's amazing when you break it down how it's sort of like PFF, where it fits your narrative.
It fits your narrative, and I get it. And Tate Foster, you're right. I know you're right. I just wish that everybody would say it. Just come out and say it,
Yeah, there's certain things you can't say. But it's up to us big, bad people in the media. We're supposed to say it. But I don't think they're going to rank Notre Dame higher to pump up Ohio State. They rank Notre Dame higher because of the name, Notre Dame.
But that's a nice little side effect to it, though.
Sure it is.
Yeah, it's just, I wonder...
Here, let me steal your line. Both things can be true.
That committee is rooting hard against TCU. Rooting hard.
Sure.
Against TCU. They don't want them anywhere near this thing.
Right. And I'm going to say, TCU is not the Cincinnati of last year's thing. Isn't Michigan the Cincinnati? Because Michigan lost worse than Cincinnati did.
It's true. And you had Nick Saban coming out saying, we wanted no part of Sauce Gardner.
Right.
I mean, he verbally said that.
And we see why
in
the NFL with the Jets. He's going to be Rookie of the Year.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Juices Ghost. If it's the Big Blue kickoff, does this make this big hate energy? It's just an observation. They've done it, what, like
Got
6... Yeah, okay.
No, the big test comes next week. If Michigan beats Ohio State, if Neal comes in looking like he just sucked on a lemon, it gives him no credit.
Jack Harrington says Big Blue noon kickoff is right, Neal. I do. I think that there's certainly a level to that. But no, that's a great catch though, Rack, because I'm kind of thinking that way too.
And to Terry's point about the brand, how many college game days have been in Michigan this year? Or has Michigan been a part of?
At least 4.
Oh, the Fox kickoff.
Fox kickoff, right? It doesn't where that's where follow the money, follow the TV revenue and stuff like that. So, I mean, it goes without saying. And as always, T. Foss, he's right.
No,
of course. Let's put Neal to the test.
Yes, sir.
Should Blake Corum be a finalist for the Heisman? If you had to stop it right here today.
No, because he's not the best running back in the Big Ten.
He should be a finalist.
No, he's got it. It's his.
Is he the best running back in the Big Ten?
Yes.
He is?
Yeah.
Better than Ibrahim? You check those numbers?
Yes.
You have?
No, I'll check them right now.
Heisman showdown with Illinois in town, right, Sam Flannel?
Is Chase Brown even playing?
I don't know.
Remember when it was funny last week, just a side point, when Chase Brown hit the Heisman pose and then Illinois lost to Purdue? That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. Let me tell you something that's serious business, though, and not funny at all. November 22nd, it's 99-cent Big Boy Day with the purchase of a Pepsi. Go into Big Boy, buy a Pepsi. Get a Big Boy hamburger for 99 cents. Spencer Raxter will do this no less than 3 times,
Thanks.
I'm guessing, on November
Are we going?
22nd. We should.
Okay.
Hey, we can all satisfy our taste buds at Big Boy. Go to bigboy.com for full details and participating locations.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat competitors' prices by at least $5. Get the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's personal favorite, the Swedish Beauty Lotions. Oh, yeah. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations. More on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yeah.
Get there.
We're off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T. Foss, Terry Foster here in the house with you guys on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And, you know, we're just chopping it up. I did want to talk about the basketball game last night.
Yeah.
College basketball game. You want to know, and I could do this from a couple different ways, right? Like the fan reaction or whatever. Let me tell you what I saw, like, on the floor. Like the way you guys asked DMac about hockey. What I saw on the floor was a coaching mismatch.
Facts.
And look, that's easy button, right? You can say Tom Izzo with the X's and O's against John Calipari. Now, I also did see, when you look at the terms of talent that Kentucky has out there was kind of a recruiting mismatch. You see what I'm saying? Like, that does cut both ways. But last night, the recruiting can't save you when you're out there on the floor. It's over at that point. And Tom Izzo carved up Kentucky.
One of the best full-court play calls I've ever seen in my entire life. When he had Tyson Walker inbounding the ball, A.J. Hoggard came on the inbound. He threw it to him, still out of bounds. Tyson Walker takes off. He hits him with the touchdown pass.
That little misdirection caused the seam on the left side of the floor, too.
It was amazing.
It's very football.
Did you see what Calipari said? I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't either. I honestly didn't know either. I was like, wait, well, I was scared at first.
Yeah,
I was like, no.
That's one of those little known things that people don't know, that you can't do that.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I love, though? Is to see Tom Izzo engaged. Like, you could see, and early in the season, this is his MO, right? Schedule tough, the toughest games. In the stretch, in the long run, it's supposed to benefit down the way. But I saw, that fire in him that he knew, Neal. He knew that if he could get it down to a game of coaching, they would win. That's what he had to do. And give it to the kids, man. They executed. And it's not easy. I think you brought up a great point as far as what Kentucky Calipari always bringing in that NBA talent, but they're not a team. So the whole thing is what I would take is it's a great win, but it's early. Now it's like slow, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
On the All-Americans and all this. Now we need the consistency. But what I saw there was a great team win, and I'm not saying like Tom Izzo's not engaged the past few years, but you could see the frustration with the teams over the years, and I think for whatever was a little different yesterday. So let's not start crowning them national championship or anything, but the first couple games, you look at the one that they almost pulled out in the opener. So, I mean, this team's playing well. You got to give them credit, and I think it goes down to their coach.
You do, but this isn't about today.
No.
Tom Izzo does this for two reasons. One, he believes it makes him tougher for the tournament and for the Big Ten stretch drive. The second one is Michigan State is in front of recruits. They're on national TV playing a quality opponent. If you can beat that quality opponent, somebody might say, hey, I think I might go try Michigan State.
Yeah, and look, like there were factors to it, right? Because Izzo Michigan State, as Spence can attest to, doesn't typically fare well in these types of games.
Yes.
But you play enough of them, you're going to win one, and all the conditions were right. It came down to an X's and O's match at the end.
Double overtime. The National Player of the Year fouled out.
And that's, and look, let's be real about it. You'll be the first. Sheboy fouling out certainly change that basketball game.
150%.
You could see it. Like, even if you don't know anything about basketball, you could see the entire axis of that game was flipped around.
Matty Sissoko has been playing out of his GD mind.
And because we've had games, so I haven't had a chance, and Oakland plays Michigan State every year, so I call the game every year.
Who's going to win that game this year?
I like Michigan State's chances.
Okay.
But without that, Matty Sissoko was not him.
No.
What I saw last night.
No.
Was not anywhere close to.
He didn't play last year.
Yeah.
He played like 5 minutes a game, maybe.
So I don't know what he did over the offseason, but whatever he did, that's what you do.
Yes. Whatever he did.
Whatever he did, that's what you should do.
And Justin Rose tweeted out last night, he was like, great win by Izzo. Raise your hand if you thought that Matty Sissoko was going to be this year. And I commented back, I was like, Julius Marble knew. Julius Marble transferred.
That's what he hit him with the...
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah, and this kid is playing out of his mind. I mean, he finished the game with like 3 alley-oops. It looked like Cassius Winston and Xavier Tillman.
Those were serious.
Sissoko.
Those are what I saw Oklahoma State doing in the arena on Sunday. Like those, with the 7-footer. And stuff.
He was.
Now, doesn't
above
Sissoko
the rim.
have 7-foot arms though?
Yeah,
Yes.
7'3" wingspan.
Damn.
7'3".
We're talking about Soderblom
Adam
on the
Creighton.
basketball court, right?
Adam Creighton back in the day.
He's even longer than Soderblom.
Dude, every game in Chicago Stadium, the guy scored from behind the net, but he backhanded it in from the front of the net, man. It was crazy. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rich Diana, Izzo's awesome, isn't he? Tony D. Izzo was the man last night. And look, Izzo has come under a lot of fire.
He is.
Is that fair to say?
That is.
Is he back in your good graces now?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was never out of my good graces. Today. Really. He was never out of my good graces.
But we've been hearing this for almost 10 years about Tom Izzo. Out of touch, can't recruit.
The game's passed him by.
Yeah, game's passing by. He's too angry.
Wait, anybody
Blah,
else
blah, blah.
over the past few years just like see more frustration on his point, more frustration, come to the point wondering, you might be looking to quit, can't relate to these guys. Well, it seems like he's related. They just played 2 top 4 teams in the nation. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, ball goes down, they beat Gonzaga.
Yes.
But so I just noticed a little bit of that fire, and a lot comes to a group that's coachable, that listens. And so maybe to your Matty Sissoko and all these guys, the work that they've put in, right?
Facts.
The off season, and I mean, Spence, I go to you because you're the Sparty here. Mm-hmm. Coming out of that, because you don't really put the cart before the horse, but what does it mean? Like,
it means a lot. It means that, like Neal and Terry said, they're on primetime television going against a team that is always there. 2 blue bloods going at it, and they got the best of them. And it showed Tom Izzo's mantra, where is if you stay, you're gonna get better. And you're going to be a great player. Like, look at Joey Hauser. This is Joey Hauser's best game since he's come to MSU from Marquette. The dude went for 26 points. Malik Hall was playing a great game. That's a 4-year guy. Tyson Walker stayed, having a better performance. A.J. Hoggard turned into a good player, turning into a legit point guard. And then obviously the biggest part was Matty Sissoko. The guy's coming out of nowhere, didn't play at all last year, but has been developing. And with the recruiting class that Tom Izzo has coming in next year, where he has a 5-star power forward, one of the best players in the country coming in, he has 2 guards that are in the top 25 of guards around the country coming in. These guys see that, and they're like, all right, we're ready to go.
So it's safe to say Izzo's coming, or what?
Yes, it is.
No, it's Izzy's coming.
Izzy's coming? Yeah.
No, but you know what's hurt him the last couple of years? Michigan State becomes a real team in June, July. They do a lot of stuff together. That's when he's beating up players, and that's when they're getting pissed off at each other. It's in the heat of the summer. They didn't get to do that the last couple of years. And so I think that hurt Michigan State a little bit. Now they've gotten back to a year-round routine. Games are not just won from January to March or whatever you want to say, but that offseason is very important to Michigan State's basketball team.
And Izzo's second championship was stolen from him by COVID, because that team would have won the championship. Cassius Winston was the best player in the country that year. He would have won the tournament and demolished people.
Hey, before you go to break, out of everything that was said there, Terry brought up the best point. Yes, guys, it's unbelievable that some coaching in no matter what sport that we view as the elite of the elite don't know all the rules. That's the one thing. Calipari didn't know he could do that.
Yeah.
Real quickly, too, you know what else Izzo did? And I'm a big proponent of this. He shrunk the rotation.
Yes. He was going 2 point guards, had Tyson Walker and A.J. Hoggard play together.
They had one player off the bench play double figures.
Jaden Akins was the only guy coming in and playing. Yeah.
That's how you win in college basketball.
Yeah.
And that's why they won that game last night. Because let's be real. The talent fall off at 7 or 8 on the bench, Terry. You know this, man.
No, I get that, but I think a lot of times Izzo in games like this in November, he'll keep his rotation longer because he wants to give these guys some experience. Not saying he doesn't want to win the game, but the game is not top priority. It's developing a team. But last night he wanted to win, so I'm going to shorten his rotation.
Right, that's where it's changed, Neal. Maybe that's why they realize something that we'll have to watch out for is the fact that he has a team. You know, what are the expectations for when you see this early? Whatever the expectations you had for the Sparties, this has to only up it.
Yeah. Terry's old cohort, Bob Wojnowski, noted Michigan Slappy, tweeted, he was like, Michigan State basketball might be the best unranked team in recent history. They're going to go from unranked to top 15.
Yeah, I would definitely see that. I mean, and you look too, man, the gauntlet. Gonzaga, Kentucky, Villanova next, then Alabama. NATO's got a cooking down there too, man. And then at Notre Dame. Like that ain't nothing nice right there, that run. And then you look down the road, man, December 21st, Golden Grizzlies coming into Breslin. I'll be there. Tap in, everybody. Tap in. Let me tell you about Swiss. Not a mushroom and Swiss omelet. Talking about Swiss Insurance. Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It's very rewarding, but it comes with great responsibility. If you sit on a local youth sports board, homeowners association, or a volunteer coach, directors and officers, insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, the parents, the volunteers, everybody associated is protected. Call Swiss Insurance today or email Mark at swissins.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit's all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab drinks at the Lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with DeckedOutDetroit.com. Can't wait to get down there. I'm going to pull up on it. I'll slide by the Lodge.
You know what we can do? They got this hot apple cider. You know what I did one day? Where I got my hot apple cider. Put a little bourbon in that sucker. Man, that was great.
Get some caramel vodka and put it in the hot apple cider.
Jesus.
That's something right there.
You got to go down there and create your own juice sometime.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chapter Pistons fan 11. The play was sick that Izzo ran. Jack Harrington, Calipari so overrated as a coach. Easy, guys. Recruiting's part of coaching. You got a lot of banners, too. And dudes in the league. So, easy. And I knew that was going to come to that. I knew that was coming at some point. Easy. His
game management skills are subpar.
Francis Garcia. Let me get Spendy's take on this. Izzo got Michigan State basketball looking pretty good. I wish Sparty's football program will be consistently good for 10-plus years or 20-plus years like MSU basketball.
Oh, you mean like how they were under Mark D'Antonio? Weird.
Oops.
Weird they just forgot about that.
I wish Michigan football will be good for 20-plus years. Yeah. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Is that fair, Sam Flannel?
Easy, Spencer. It was more of like a 3-year run for Michigan State. Come on. 2013 to 2015, they were like great, like their basketball program. Come on. Easy.
Is that fair for me though to ask for Michigan to be good for 20-plus years?
I mean, yeah, for 20. I mean, they had that hiccup between 2008 and 2014 with Rich Rod and Brady Hoke, and ever since Jim Harbaugh's took back over, though,
that hiccup that was a half a decade long.
So Michigan State won the Big Ten in 2010, 2013, and 2015, and they were pretty good for that whole run.
No, that's fair, but in 2012 they had that down season. I mean, 2010 I'll give you credit for 2010, but to act like they had a 10-year dominant run at Michigan State in football, that's just narrative. That's false. Mark D'Antonio is the greatest coach in school history, but they weren't just like a blue blood football program
Nobody
for 10
said
years.
That. I didn't say
That's
that.
kind of what you did say, actually.
Okay, kids.
Nobody ever said
kids, I'll turn this car around.
I will never go on record saying Michigan State is a blue blood college football program.
I'll turn this car around, DMac.
Because to be that, you have to win
I
championships.
just have one question. In the
question.
back sleeping or something like that.
To be a blue blood college football program, you have to win championships. Something Michigan State nor Michigan has done.
That's true.
What program has been stronger the last 20 years? Michigan or Michigan State, Samly?
I think it's a push, honestly. I would
agree with that.
I'd say it's about a push. Michigan State has had their down run since about 2018, besides last year, and Michigan had the Rich Rod and Brady Hoke era. I'd say it's right about even. But
I would agree with that.
But Michigan moving forward, though, these next few years, I think it's going to be Michigan.
I was told.
Hey, undefeated, never lost this year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I could have told you it was coming just based on the schedule run, which I did back in July. But here we are.
Hey, and what did I say? The only way that this season can be a complete failure is if they go into the Ohio State game and they're not undefeated. So it's looking like they'll at least accomplish that if they can beat Illinois.
A little low bar they got there. But anyway, we move on. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Scott Klingler. Hey, Neal, from a Michigan fan, is it wrong to give Izzo flowers for last night? No, it's never wrong, DMac.
Never wrong to give anybody flowers.
You know what you saw?
In this state, some people believe that you cannot give credit to the other school under any circumstances. You can't root for them. You can't love them. You can't give them
Well, Terry,
respect.
I think that's flat stupid.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
But
It's like, T-Foss, it's like this. If Michigan goes into Ohio State in football and beats Ohio State, and in the playoff wins a game, and then beats Georgia in the national title game, you don't have a choice. You have to give them credit. You don't have a choice.
You can give them credit, but you can hate it.
Well, and that's fair. That's fine. You don't have a choice, though. Like when you beat Kentucky, number 4 in the nation, with some of the talent that they have, in the fashion they did it, then yeah, you can give them credit.
Okay, we're gonna put you to the test.
Okay.
When Michigan beats Ohio State, and TCU and Georgia wins the national title, we're gonna see what does Neal say after all that happens.
What do you think I would say?
Damn.
No, I wouldn't say damn. I mean, I would say damn. Like I didn't see that coming. Yeah, props to them.
Okay.
I can't ignore reality, man.
We want to put you to the test, young man.
DMac, what have I always said here on this show? Every word I say into this microphone, every word.
Yeah, you hold.
It's not for a performance. It's not to be a circus clown. It's not to drive ratings or get people fired up or stuff. I honestly believe every word I say.
Here's the thing: is this the way it is? They got to beat the one game we've talked about. They beat Ohio State. They take care. They go back-to-back Big Ten. There's the check mark to the consistency. Now to go into the playoffs and actually win a game, right, is a next step to me. Then win the national championship is another next step. So there's 3 steps that they can make. What I love to hear is Jim Harbaugh says that the goal is to win the Big Ten championship and win a national championship. So they have everything in front of them, and they've done everything they can do.
Mike G on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, Sparty hoops ain't relevant until the tourney. Well, I would say Michigan football is not relevant to the playoff.
Till the Ohio State game.
I'm using his exact logic. Michigan football's not relevant to the tourney. How's that working out?
That's an interesting one. I might have to actually agree with you on that one because it's all a failure if they don't perform late in the season, both for Michigan State basketball and Michigan football. So that's
because the bottom line is this in all of it, guys, and this is where it all comes back to. And I know we're stretching this out a little bit, but I think this is important. It all comes back to this. The fact of the matter is that in football, only Ohio State has won a national title since the turn of the century. And Michigan State has the Big Ten's last basketball championship in 2000. Those are the facts. So, all right, line up. Get all the Michigan State fans. Get on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread now. Call me a hater. Go ahead. Why are you hating Michigan? Why are you hating Michigan State basketball? Say it. Go ahead. Do it. Say it. Why
are you hating Michigan State basketball?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rally the troops, everybody. Jump on. Hate. I mean, that's what it is.
What did they call you? Neal Ruhl.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, instead of giving him eggnog for the holidays, maybe we should give Neal some haterade.
Maybe they should. I don't know, perhaps. But, it's just one of those things. Nick Wilkerson says Fab Five won one. Oh, wait. Now
Fab Five won what?
I got to say it about a national title. They did. It was impressive what the Fab Five did, man.
It was impressive, and you forgot about the couple years before with that 1989 Glenn Rice team that won one. I know a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people forget about that, but that did happen. And the Fab Five did go to back-to-back national championship games and lost both of them.
I was told that was erased from our memories.
Banners were taken down.
But I heard that our memories are coming back. It's like Inception.
Yeah, banners are going to go back up.
I was told our memories are starting to come back. It could just be a matter of time before our memories return. About that.
And the memory
That stuff's all stupid, dude. They were there. They were on the floor. They played.
I was there.
T-Foss was there in New Orleans. God only knows what was going on that night.
Oh, man.
Drinking, not hurricanes, but hand grenades that night. I was there. So it still happened. You can take the banners down. I know I was in New Orleans having a good time and covered the big ball game.
Right. It is. Like, they were there, they played. That's like the Reggie Bush Heisman thing. It happened. I don't know how you just...
You can't erase that from your memory.
How you just erase that from time. I don't understand that. And I'll never understand that. But, whatever. Mike G says, it's all good. 2 to 4 p.m. We'll cover the teams in Ann Arbor in a more positive fashion. Neal Shtick is raging like a maize and blue rash. Okay.
Right.
Then pile in, Mike G.
Let me step in. Now, what has he done today? What has Neal done today to earn this haterade?
I don't know.
If you don't suckle the maize and blue teat, you're a hater.
No, that's true. Now, my dealing with the two teams, here's what I surmise from Michigan fans. If you're not with them 100%, you're an asshole and a hater. You could say Michigan's great, but as soon as you say that but, they're like, oh, he hates Michigan.
Right.
That's the way it is. So don't you worry. Keep doing your thing, and keep saying both things can be true.
Both things can be true.
I know what it was. It was right off the rip when he said TCU should be ahead of Michigan in the polls.
That
didn't start him out. He said, but he's consistent with his strength of schedule, and I think I agree when he breaks it down. So.
And Blake Corum shouldn't be a Heisman.
Yeah, that one was a little much.
Ask me after the Ohio State game. All these questions after the Ohio State game.
Let me see Ibrahim play. Who they play at Iowa or something?
Yeah.
Let me see if he can get it done against that vaunted Iowa defense.
Don't look past them. I was told not to look past them.
Who are they playing this week, Sam?
I'm sure they're playing Iowa. They're about due to play Iowa, right?
Minnesota
and Iowa have a rivalry. They got a little trophy.
Do they?
Yeah. Hey, here, I'll say it right now. Mike G wants something positive from me about Michigan. I think you win in the horseshoe. I really do.
Thank you, DMac. And Minnesota is playing at home against Iowa.
Are they really?
That's very true. Yeah.
That's always their last game of the season.
Remember a couple of weeks ago when I was like, aren't they about due to play Rutgers? Michigan about due to play Rutgers? And then that is pretty good. All right, Spenny. Let them know, man.
Yeah, I will. I'll let them know all about Moneyball. As you know, because you can check out Moneyball Sportswear. It's your non-stop shop for the latest looks in athletic apparel. Or if you need new uniforms for your team, Moneyball has it all. Stop in the Moneyball showroom in Southfield and experience the only way to ball. Or visit MoneyballSportswear.com. Join Woodward Sports Network's own Braylon Edwards on Black Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you can win some Moneyball swag. Moneyball, the only way to ball.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right. You and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports 2 and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. And you see it like right over that shoulder, right there. There it is. Home of the Judgment Free Zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month. You can upgrade to the Black Card, just $24.99 a month, get you unlimited guest privileges, the hydro massage, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitni around the world. Wherever you go, there is one. Unlimited guest privileges, as we said. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Pull in the parking lot, join there, or go to planetfitness.com. Because, Darren McCarty, it is Planet Fitness.
Where your fitness,
arm day.
Curls for the girls.
There you
Your
go,
fitness is
baby.
essential.
Get out of here with that shoulder-ish. No one's doing shoulder, no one's doing back, and no one's doing legs.
That's just a lie.
What do you mean?
People do shoulders, back, and legs.
I do back just because I want to get the club in the right spot, so I got to drop it down.
Drop it in the slot. Drop it in the slot. WoodwardSports.com chat there. I want to get in the Lions-Giants thing, and I'm going to. Anthony Hurley says, it's just funny how you think TCU should be ahead with what wins. Kansas State and Oklahoma State, Penn State better than both those teams. All right, what about Texas? What about what's in Texas?
That's the big. That's
multiple
the big,
ranked
isn't that the
road
kicker
wins.
last
Yes.
weekend to whatever the truth was, no matter what the rankings
as a
were.
7.5 to 8 point underdog.
And if you watch the game, like they controlled that game.
They put them in their place.
They like you had. So Neal,
those are the wins, Anthony Hurley. Those are the wins.
Everybody that you saw something that you maybe didn't expect from TCU.
100%.
100%. Like that was the wake up. You weren't ready to put them in.
They changed
till
the style.
They proved it.
They
showed.
Well, I still had them above them based on resume to that point, but all they did was reinforce it. So Anthony, I'll ask. Yeah, that's right, Rose. Anthony, I'll flip the question to you. Why would you have Michigan ahead of TCU based on what wins? Wins. And you can talk about your protected Penn State, who's magically back to number 10 in the country.
I mean, my point has always been that TCU, I would be perfectly fine. They deserve to be ranked over Michigan as of right now. But if Michigan goes into Columbus and wins, then Michigan will have earned to be ranked ahead of TCU. They have the opportunity for the single greatest
off of one game
for the single greatest road win of the season.
And all the Michigan fans, all you've done is tell me how trash and overrated Ohio State is all year. So which is it?
No, I don't think Ohio State is trash and overrated.
That's true.
Spence.
I never said that. I never said that. I said that.
What does this chat said all year long?
Michigan can beat them.
They're not the Ohio State that they used to be.
What have they done? What have they beat?
Yeah, that's all I get all the time. Because you guys do this. When I start talking about Michigan's schedule, what's the instinctual reaction?
Because if Ohio State plays a trash schedule, it's fine. But Michigan can't do it, or else it's like, oh, they haven't played anybody.
I'm not talking about Ohio State. I'm talking about you.
All right, and Ohio State, they did play Notre Dame, and they did beat them. But
we're right to it. We're talking about you.
You can always trap the young lad.
T. Foss, are you enjoying this?
I'm loving it, man.
Okay.
I I wish I had a big old bowl of popcorn right here, buttered, ready to go.
Right. So that's what I want to do.
Oh, by the way, I want to humble you for a minute.
Sure.
Making fun of Iowa, Minnesota. They play for the Floyd of Rosedale Trophy.
The what?
The coveted Floyd of Rosedale Trophy.
Who's Floyd of
Rosedale Trophy? It's a pig.
That Chesty's husband?
No, it's a pig.
It's a pig.
It's like little Sebastian.
Yeah. Real quick, and then we'll get to Lions Giants. Jerry Alexander. TCU's going to end up 2 or 3, and Michigan Ohio State's going to end up 2 or 3. So none of it matters because TCU's going to have to play the Big Ten winner in the playoffs. Well, Jerry, that's not how it's going to work because Tennessee's going to get in too.
Or LSU.
And they're not, or LSU, and they're not going to have Georgia play them in the first round. So it'll be split up again, and then there'll be 2 SEC teams playing because the Big Ten can't win those games.
Yeah, fair.
Oops.
Hey, fair enough. Tennessee, I mean, unless, of course, a disaster happens, they deserve to be in. Over a one-loss Michigan or Ohio State, honestly. So
I won't believe it till I see it.
Yeah, well, Tennessee beat LSU and Alabama, right?
Right.
See, here's the one thing, right? Which you hope for, don't you, as a fan of sports, that they just get it right. But to Terry's point, it's going to come down to brand. Again, it always does. I'd love to sit here when the Final Four come out and go, okay, you know what? That was unbiased. Those are the 4 best, and they're playing each other no matter who it is, SEC, Big Ten, whatever it up. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be an argument.
Yeah, but college football is always backwards. So we should be talking about a Final 8.
Well, are we doing a 12? Moving to 12?
They're moving to 12, yeah.
I know, but at least today we should be talking about a Final 8 and let them go to 12 later, whatever they want to do.
Well, what's funny to me is the people that are talking about like the playoff where they say, you can't project, you can't sit there and say, well, Alabama will beat TCU, so you put Alabama in above TCU. But that's how it's going to play out. Real talk. Alabama plays TCU, who's going to win that football game? Alabama.
They have 2 losses, though. They're done.
Right. No. I'm saying, though.
They're ranked 9 or 8.
In the next iteration of the playoff, when that comes through, they're getting in.
Well, yeah, but you can't lose 2 games, or else you're
No.
done.
I know
they will in the next playoff.
When they move to 8 or 12 team playoff,
they're getting in.
Because that's where what it's going to Terry's point. Because isn't the argument between 4 and 8 or 9?
No, if they're going to do it, they're moving it to 12.
Right, but I'm saying the argument, right? Usually it's the Georgias out in front, and then Alabama's, or there's a couple teams from the SEC that are head and shoulders above, but the argument is between 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a lot of the times, right? So to your point, that'll be solved. Then you have to play in Alabama.
They're moving to 12 teams in 2026.
Yeah, they haven't hammer-locked that yet. Like, they're still working out the details.
So who's going to be? And then we're going to talk about, look at this 3-loss team that got in, and then Cinderella, and then they won the champ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Turns into
it's not going to happen in football. Like,
I think the NIL will balance the talent out a little more.
You think so?
I do.
I just keep going back to it. Like we talked about, if Alabama plays TCU, Alabama's winning. If Alabama plays Michigan, Alabama's winning.
Probably, yeah.
Which one you betting your mortgage on?
I put my mortgage on Alabama, but I could see Michigan beating Alabama this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it too.
Yeah, Alabama's closer to earth this year, man. They're not.
See,
Alabama.
like people keep saying that.
They
play every game on the road. See what happens when you play road games? It's wild. It's hard.
Still lost, brother.
No doubt.
Could have lost the 3rd game.
On the road? That's a 3rd road game, right?
Still, 3 games, bro.
All on the road.
To win a national championship, you got to win all your games on the road. That's just part of the deal.
Oh, you do? You have. Well, we're going to put that to the test, aren't we?
We are. Let's put it to the test.
No, but look at how it works. Anthony Hurley, Neal is triggered. Texas, 3 losses? Sam, if I say it, I'm being a hater. So if you say it, it's okay. So go ahead and say it.
I mean, Texas, they almost beat Alabama at home. That would have been an impressive win. I mean, Alabama, to your point, they have played a gauntlet of a road schedule.
And that's a thing. And that's I just want that associated with them.
And that's
you know what I'm saying?
100% fair.
People are like, Alabama, this isn't the Alabama of old. The schedule's a murder scene.
I mean, shoot, maybe Georgia might have even lost one of those games if they would have played.
I think it's a team, but previous years they would have won them.
Any team in the country would have lost games on that schedule.
Yeah, at least one. Every single team. And I agree with that. Alabama is still...
See, we can be civil.
Yeah, of course.
We can be civil about it, DMac.
Look at you guys getting along.
I know.
No better time to give something away for free now that these two guys can actually have some peace. So if you want something free, Ribbit, get the Big Frog and Novi. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. Stop in, tell them we sent you, bing, bang, boom. They'll print you one out right on the spot. Big Frog Novi today. Get your free t-shirt. Visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore. I have a lot of energy. It's great. And oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project coming up. You got some outdoor stuff coming up. You want to get it in. Ooh, even though the snow's starting to come down, it's not sticking. But please, Alta Rent, they got you covered. So give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing the NFL talk. Back at it. Big D Energy.
Do it live.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T-Boss looking very dapper today. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raster. I'm reading this one comment about this, and we're moving on. Namahi says, every year we go through this, and I think that this puts it perfectly. Every year we go through this. Buckeyes, Michigan are great all year. They play an SEC team, get blown out, rinse, and repeat. That's what it all comes back to. And Buckeye fans and Michigan fans can both nod their head about it.
It could happen.
Except the Buckeyes did cash one in.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
So there you go.
So I'm not going to put Ohio State in that.
I agree with you.
The bottom line is I just don't see a Big Ten team, except for Ohio State, ever win a national title. Until all that TV money comes in and the Big Ten, every team becomes a billionaire, then I think under that scenario, when all that money's rolling in from TV, the Big Ten could win a national title or two.
I think the problem with that is, though, it comes on athletic directors to hire the coaches to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but if you got more money than anybody else, you can hire whoever you want.
I think when you have more money, the playoff schedule is expanded. You know, you're going to get more. What does the SEC and what do the Alabama, Georgia teams do, right? What do they do better? And Ohio State has done this in the past more so, is they get the 5 stars at the top end in the skill position, the NFL guys.
NFL guys, man, everywhere.
But the one thing, and we can move on, but the one thing that got me thinking, Terry, is when you're saying about Alabama's playing the same schedule that they play pretty much every year on the road, whatever. Just in the past, it got me saying, "Holy cow!" In the past, these Alabama teams were really, really, really good.
that is true
too. So this is more to the norm, which they aren't the norm. But yeah, because we're talking about, and Texas almost beat Alabama at home. Every time we're talking about it in Alabama at home. Right, so I think that it'll be interesting not only to the money coming in because to the Big Ten, but also to the expansion. And if you start getting some of these 5-star guys because you can at the skill position, I think Terry's absolutely right. More consistently, or going to the playoffs, Neal, and not thinking that you can get there and have a chance to win.
Right, absolutely. Mike G says, Neal thinks Alta's not relevant until they out-hustle John Deere. I'm just saying, when I'm rolling around town, I see all these construction trucks, and I've noticed, like, they're all Alta trucks,
all
dude.
Alta.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I should start taking pictures.
we should do that. Lions, Giants this weekend, and I thought I was going to be
Lions fans.
I thought I was going to be a little more revved up about this, but I'm not actually. The Aidan Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeaux angle that everyone I think was salivating for week 2 of the season, week 3 of the season. It's funny how when you win a couple games, you got like other ish to talk about, isn't it?
True.
It's funny how that works.
This is not on the radar.
It's not. Is it?
Well, it's low key on the radar.
Yeah,
you think so?
I think it. Yeah, when you're talking about watching the game, you're going to be interested in both.
It might be after the game.
You don't think during the game that if you're watching, I'm going to watch the game and I'm going to be like.
I look at it pregame, postgame. A few weeks ago, maybe this pregame Thibodeaux and Hutchinson would have been a big deal, especially when they had the report that came out that Dan Campbell didn't want Thibodeaux. Now, if Thibodeaux had been burning it up this year and then has 4 sacks against the Lions, then you look at Dan Campbell again. Dude, what were you thinking? That's where that comes through.
Well, you just look at it. You look at it like we've been talking all week. We're talking about Aidan Hutchinson, asking him to make a play. Last game he did, so you're looking for that consistency. We can look to the stats that Kayvon Thibodeaux has blocked passes, gotten passing lanes, or made plays to help this Giants team get to 6-2. So I think it'll be interesting. I think to your point, though, what comes out of it? Does one of them outshine the other one? Do you have this second guess? We should have took him, or we should have took that, or so. What do you expect? I expect both of them to continue to play. I'm more focused on Hutchinson, and I think that I'm looking for him. Again, if you're a player and you know that you were drafted alongside this guy, it's sort of this friendly competition. You don't face each other, but you're both on side of the ball. So don't think that they're not going out there going, I want to get my sack. Hope he doesn't.
You know why it's not a big deal? Because the Lions could actually do something. The Lions could go into New York, win, and all of a sudden they're in the graphic now.
They'll be on the graphic.
They're in it now technically, but they'd really be in the graphic.
Was that like a full screen graphic?
Yeah, like 3 wins in a row, 2 on the road. That's something the Lions. I can't tell you the last time they've done that. It's been
a long time,
at least
man.
2017, 16 or something.
No, it is. It's been a very, very long time. I mean, for me, and there are some things like when I look at Hutchinson, like, okay, so he's had spells where he's gotten to the quarterback. Good. Like, that's why he's here. That's exactly why he's here. I guess the next thing that I want to see from Hutchinson, if you want to grind this into into that kind of powder where you're looking at matchup driven stuff, the next thing I want to see is, because Saquon Barkley's the best running back in the NFL, and I will hear nothing else on the matter. To me, he is. Through that, this is a huge spot, I think, for Hutchinson. Is it wrong for me to want to see more in terms of run defending? Is that wrong or no?
No, not at all. But that's not his MO.
I know it's not.
Right, and
but this is the NFL.
What things back to the Georgia game last year, right? But what it will show you is improvement, and I think that it's not just Hutchinson on the defense, but it's that defensive line as a unit, right? I want to your point, Neal. Can they hinder the running game? Can they put Daniel Jones in 3rd and 5 or longer where he's got to pass the ball? That's where you're playing into your strengths. So, to the imperative of winning the game, they're going to have to limit Saquon Barkley. That's a tough task to do, but I think coming off the last couple games with the confidence, what they're building on defense, that they could go out and do it.
Throw out the yards, all that BS. Here's what I want to see. Barkley gets the ball, sees Hutchinson in his path, takes that jab step, floats to the outside. Now, one of the reasons that people here love Hutchinson's because they say he could run down running backs who are trying to cut the sideline. Will he be able to do that with Barkley? or does Barkley just go right around him and gain 30 yards? That's what I want to see.
And the reason I ask, and I see a lot of people talking about last week and everything like that, the reason I bring that up and why it's a point for me is because this is as good as there is to offer in the National Football League. Real talk, man. Like Saquon Barkley, when healthy, as he is healthy this year, we get caught up in this whole MVP thing, right, where we talk about Josh Allen and Mahomes and his two on the graphic. You want to be real about, depending on your philosophy of what an MVP is, I think if you took Saquon Barkley off the Giants, ... You know where I'm going with. I think the most valuable player to his team in the NFL this year is Saquon Barkley. Because what's the one thing that's different this year? He's there. And where are they?
Look at their record.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have to put, you know, some of it on the way that the Giants' defense is played. But if you take him out of the offense, they got, right? We broke down their receivers. We broke down their quarterback. You know, stuff like that. So if you can limit to this guy, right? Or putting it, the whole thing is to put the ball in Daniel Jones's, right? Because what do we get back to? Who's not? Saquon Barkley is being Saquon Barkley now that he's healthy. This is what you expect out of him. What Daniel Jones is doing is because Saquon Barkley's played so well, is he doesn't have his turnovers because he doesn't have to put the ball in the air, right? It goes to show you. So we got to make sure that Daniel Jones is the one making the decisions, not Saquon Barkley. You have a chance to win. And the turnovers. I still think we're gonna crack him of the turnovers this week.
And that's my little nugget. It's not the get right thing or anything like that. Which by 12:50, I'll tell the origin of the get right pick, where that came from. It's a great story.
I can't wait.
It's better than the fantasy football story. I will guarantee you that. That's where it is for me. I think the Lions. You want like a little prop bet nugget. Whatever the turnover number is for the Giants, take the over. And I would even say 1.5. And I haven't looked at it. I don't know. Daniel Jones will turn the foot. I will die on this hill that Daniel Jones will turn the football over this weekend. I'm convinced of it.
And you're more convinced of an interception, aren't you?
Either way, I mean he's kind of a Tupac with turnovers. How do you want it?
How do you? Want it?
Yeah, I mean he can do it either way. T-Foss.
He can. He's a machine.
I'm telling you, like I said, the Daniel Jones turnover factory has been offline due to staffing issues and supply chain shortages.
So he's not Danny Dimes.
Right. However, Danny Dimes Incorporated, they're firing the machines back up this weekend, and they'll be handing them out.
Okay.
And Aidan Hutchinson's at the forefront of that.
But
because pressure creates turnovers.
Thing that may not happen, probably won't happen. You're not going to have two teams in a row making ridiculous mistakes at the end of the game to give the Lions an opportunity to win.
Right.
So the law of averages is saying that's not going to happen. Unless your boy Danny Dimes just say, I'm just going to throw this lazy interception, let him run it back for a pick six. I don't care.
Right. Jake Wegener says, Nick Chubb's still a beast, only trails Barkley by 27 yards, has 38 less carries. Yeah, but they suck.
Damn, can you get a little bit more direct to the point?
I just wanted to save some words for everybody.
Okay.
You know, that was it. So it was just a little something I wanted to bring to the forefront. And people said they're going to keep an eye on it. I don't think it's front of mind with everybody. But as you said, DMac, it hasn't left their conscience.
Well, here's the whole thing, and we've seen the progress of Aidan Hutchinson the past few weeks. So the fact that if we hadn't seen progress and seen him making some plays or being out there consistently, then the conversation would come up. Right? And say, why didn't we draft Thibodeaux? Why didn't we draft this guy? Still, to Terry's point, could come up after the game, but we'll wait and see. But I'll have small flex as a player, though. You know who was in your draft class. You know who was maybe picked before you or after. So whether it's both of them are going to try to outplay each other. Even though they're not playing against each other, but
they'll deny that that's the case.
Oh, absolutely deny.
Yeah,
that they're boys and stuff like this, but they ain't gonna tell you that.
Yeah, ask Aidan Hutchinson. What's it gonna be like going?
Although
up
after the game,
Thibodeaux?
After the game though, before the game, no.
After
the game, I think the Lions win or whatever, Hutch would let it slip.
Yeah, no. Someone asked Hutchinson, "How's it feel to go up against Kayvon Thibodeaux?" He said, I'm not going up against them. I'm going up against their left tackle, their right tackle, whatever. It's just another game. I don't even know he's on that team.
I love you guys when you pull that DMac.
You have to. You have to. Oh, wait, he's on that team? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Oh. Sorry, I was too busy. I was drafted second overall. I was doing interviews. I didn't know who. I don't pay attention to the rest of the league. I'm just focused on my team.
Yeah.
My guys, and good God willing.
I shut the
good
draft.
God willing.
I shut the draft off after I was selected.
Eric Wall, WoodwardSports.com chat there, brings up a very, very good point. Kayvon's going against Sewell and Decker. That's not a fair comparison. He's got his hands full. Hey, but you know what? For somebody that talked that way about Hutchinson, I'll reverse that and say the same thing about Thibodeaux. Guess what? Every week you play somebody, they got those dudes out there. So it doesn't matter. Get to the quarterback.
So there's a question, too, right? If Thibodeaux's lining up against Sewell and stuff like this, are you going to watch that matchup also, right? It's something to see where you're at. If Kayvon Thibodeaux's supposed to be this big bad dude going up against your Bull Jacket guy.
I don't care who you're going against. You're supposed to be that dude, right?
I don't care you're double teamed. I don't care. I see a lot of things in the Woodward Sports chat about, other guys in the line got to step up. I think when you see the availability, you see Kaminsky get out there, Pascal get out there, obviously Lee McNeil, different guys like that. They're starting to do it as a unit.
Absolutely. I can't wait for the Phillips read. I got a good one for you guys coming up in just a little bit, but let me tell you about the sports. It's good. It is good. This one will be the leader in the clubhouse. But before that, I'll tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It's a series about the stigma associated with seeking help for mental issues. If you're struggling, if you know someone who's struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and three people that you're thankful for sitting in row number one. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know what, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Folding. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine as well as multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foldingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Flacco Waka says Folding looks dope, honestly. You need to pull up on him, man. It's a good time out there, no doubt. Mystery beer vending machine. Nothing can go wrong. Somebody said in the chat earlier, you look like the bass player for John Coltrane.
I don't know what he looks like, but I'll take it.
Sign up for that gig.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. All this talk about Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeaux. What do you guys got popping on heavyweights tonight, 5 to 7? You're going to address this, aren't you, to some degree?
Yeah, we are. We are for sure. We have a guy who does the All-22 film study coming in. He's going to break down Hutchinson comparing to Thibodeaux, what they do good, what they...
He's high on Thibodeaux, too, isn't he?
Yeah. He's very high on Thibodeaux.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. Red Wings last night lost in overtime, and you know what, DMac? I'm pretty happy that I went to bed after the first period, because if I would have stayed up and saw that, I would have been pissed. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's fair. But it's fair to be upset because we are to that point. You want to rock some 5 for fighting?
Absolutely. Fair for it. Obviously, OT loss, got a point. 2 things that I want to address. To me, those are points that's a point you left on the board, right? You're going into Anaheim. Their power play efficiency is under 10%, which is abysmal. They give up a power play goal at the end of the first period.
You're feeling me right now.
Rasmussen scores a great goal to go up 2-1, and then the 2 mistakes or the faux pas in hockey, don't get scored on in the first minute and don't get scored on in the last minute. What happened? They gave up a goal in the last minute of regulation to go to overtime and then lose that game in the last minute of overtime. So, for 5 for fighting today, I'm not happy. I mean, yes, to get a point to whatever it is, but here, for this week's 5 for fighting, question number 1. The Wings are 0-2-2 in their last 4 and 7-5-4 on the season. They are outside looking in. What is the biggest difference in a week?
Well, I can just run back through it real quick. Like with the last 3 games, DMac, in that you gave up a goal to a team with a 10% power play, number 1. You go back before that. You gave up 4 goals to the Kings and were out of it before it even started. You go back before that. You gave up 8 goals to the Rangers. You're noticing a pattern. That's what's different. That what they do defensively has trended, and this is fair, has trended more last season than this season. I think that's fair. That's fair.
And the fairness is what you're seeing is the same thing that I've sat up here and preached. The 1-1-3. It's going to take a whole year for everybody to buy in. You're seeing ups and downs that we sort of expected, right? You're mentioning keeping the puck out of the net, which was the imperativeness, and they haven't been able to do that. The good thing to me is that they're having moments, right? They gave up six in a period. They got, scored against 3 in another period, so they have to tighten that up. What about you, T?
I can't figure them out. And I hate to use the word consistency all the time, but that's what they're not consistent. Because sometimes I look at this team and say, damn, they're pretty damn good. And then you turn around, and maybe it could be in the same game, and you're like, they're pretty damn bad.
You know what? The thing with inconsistency, like you said, they're inconsistent in their inconsistency.
Or consistently inconsistent.
But it could be. But here's the one thing: they might go on a 2 or 3 game streak and be consistent, like we saw them putting wins together and scoring. But then in the same game, they'll be inconsistent. Then they'll inconsistently move around. So, question number 2. Who is the Rick Ross Award winner so far this season and has showed you?
I'll be consistent with it, too. It's Dylan Larkin, man. Dylan Larkin still is out there and is a bona fide number 2 center on a Stanley Cup champion team. I honestly believe that. And it always comes back to this with me. Because with this Red Wings team, when you say, what's the problem? For me, it's a lack of core defensively, right? Bodies, numbers. There are very, very good high-end defensemen. There are not enough of them. That's just the way it sits right now. Now, on the flip side of that coin, for Dylan Larkin to play at an elite level, again, a bona fide number 2 on a Stanley Cup champion center. The thing is, you got to go get the number 1. You can't do it all in one off season, and I'm cool with that. And here's what's maddening for me about this team is both things are true, Terry. I saw all I needed to see in that Kings game number 3 of the season or whatever it was, where they didn't have the fastball, but they went 6 strong and gave up no hits. Or they gave up no earned runs. You know what I'm saying? They found a way. So right there, they're better. Check. For real, for the whole season, check, that's done. They're better. I'm cool with that. But it is time now where you have to take the next step. And to me, the next step is a personnel issue. Steve Weil, get it. He's positioned to. He's done it in the past. I'm all right with it, but that's my main issue.
How about you, Terry? Who's impressed you the most so far?
Kubelik.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's fair.
And, it's almost like 1 and 1A with him and Larkin. The thing I liked about Larkin is you started hearing rumblings around town for the first time. This may not be the guy. And then he's like, okay, cool.
And that's it. That's it,
right.
T-Foss.
Wait, did Stevie say that?
No, Stevie never said that.
Right. Hashtag Washington playing 1919. Blow it out your nose.
DMac, you've heard the rumblings too.
Of course it is, but
you heard the rumblings
if you
too.
nail it down that he is your leader and he is your number 2 centerman, right? You nailed it all. The guy ahead of him, you don't have these guys here yet. Question number 3. All right, is there anybody that you're done with that has proven that it's time to move on from this experiment? Or even because it's early in the season, whose patience is wearing thin on you?
And I don't think it's fair.
Neal says he doesn't think it's fair.
It's not fair to go this route.
Notice when he's talking Red Wings.
I already know who's going to say that.
Okay.
Well, that one's obvious. You guys know. Look, I try to work hard for you. I talked to you guys earlier about how I don't lie into this microphone. I don't. And I try to work hard for you. And yes, I would ask the people, we should almost do a flash poll, like a 30-second flash poll. Do you guys want the entertainment, or do you want me a well-thought-out answer? You know what I'm saying? Because there's two different answers.
It's too early in the season. I want the entertainment.
Yeah, entertain me.
On.
Get Nedeljkovic out of here now. No, I'm kidding.
Without question.
No, I've seen enough, man. I'm almost to the point. You said you're cool with Kosa and how things are going, and I'm not usually like
man.
this.
Like I gotta jump on this guy online for saying Kosa's 19 and there's a whole bunch of better.
Which ties into my point about the Kings game earlier, where I was like, all right, we're cool. Because the entertainment thing says, all right, I'm getting Nedeljkovic out of here. This guy, like Mark Price, has a better free throw percentage than he does a goals against, a save percentage. Like it's crazy how many goals that this guy lets in. But you have to do that, DMac. I go to you. You say, you can't bring him here now, and I agree. But next year you can, right? Or no?
Next year's a whole difference, and you're the one who operates the draft capital salary cap, and you look at where the contracts run out.
Yeah, and he's out this year. I will say I've grown frustrated with Kopp to some degree. But it's early.
Is it production-wise, or is it face-offs?
Yes. Hey, that's foreshadowing for another question coming up later. What do you got, T?
I expected more from Kopp, but I'm not fed up with him yet. I don't know why, I thought he'd come in and bam, would be like a major player. So I'm looking at him, but I'm not fed up with anybody yet. Okay. Too early.
This is sort of question number 4. When watching these games, right? What is the thing that excites you the most or frustrates you the most? Because different games I watch and I'm excited, but different games like last night I turn on and I'm frustrated. I just wonder if you guys feel the same way, and is there...
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing for me. I'm excited because I don't know what I'm going to get that night. But I'm frustrated because I don't know what I'm going to get that night.
And hey, I like that one, T-Foss. You know where I'm going to go with this one. Can we win a face-off? Can somebody win a face-off? Like, for real, can we win a face-off? Like when the game's hanging in the balance. Can we win a face-off? Somebody, anybody, win a face-off. Please. Please.
And that's huge. Puck possession, whether that leads to,
I was told we were better at that this year.
I was told by the stats, too, I was told. But so far, we've been lied to. That's something that you're definitely going to have to improve upon. And the 5th question of 5 for fighting, and Neal, you touched on earlier, but what's their biggest need to address?
Win a face-off. No, immediately, yes, they have to win a face-off. From a grand scheme of things, my mountaintop is you need the 1C, the 1 center. But I would think something in the immediate that could help. You need more numbers in your defensive core. You just do.
Bingo, bango, bongo. I think that as you've seen the injuries, right, and go down and you look at the IR right now, you still got Fabry, you got Verona, you got Zadina. Your forwards are fine. You see Bergeron come in last night, score his first goal, first of many that I believe in the NHL. But defensively, and I'll tell you this because I've been waiting for this, Jimmy D, Jimmy Devillano, right? We were talking, I asked him during the celebration about the team, and you know, he was high on him, and like Sider, adding Sherratt and stuff like this. You know, I think the second pairing of Ole Mata has helped Phil Hronek, but that's still out. But your fifth and sixth guys have to be a ton better. You're awful, and I think it's starting to become glaring that the Lindstroms, who was hurt, but the Hags, and here's the one thing you haven't seen Pissick yet, who's been injured most of the year, big body to come back, but you need better play from your depth in your lineup. I think they're getting it in their forwards, but in their D they need it.
He let me steal a radio term. He stole my thunder. That's exactly what I was thinking. Depth at defenseman. That's what they need. They need to show up 2, 3, the fourth line, or however deep they go in there. Because the top end defensemen, great. Let them roll. They're good, but
Hronek's going to be the next one. He's going to be the next target
of
everybody.
It's also, too, is that as we're going to get into it, not maybe next week, but as we get into it, who are the guys, right? Because it comes down to it. You're in a position. Now you got a team. Can we agree? You got an NHL team. Now we can be frustrated on different things other than what we're putting out there is that we have a team right now who's first outside looking in to the wild card.
And there's the subtle victory.
There's the rub.
That I care.
That's the rub. Right, exactly. That I care again.
That I get worked up about never ever winning a face-off. Ever. Ever do they win a face-off. Win a face-off.
But here's the caveat, right, of what I said. And do not be surprised if you see Simon Edvinsson sooner than later. Because if you're going to go through it,
you may as well go through it.
Might as well give the kids some. And from what I hear from my peeps, progressing nicely. Progressing nicely, getting used to the ice surface.
DMac.
Yo.
You got peeps at LCA?
I was talking GR, buddy.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm still working on peeps at LCA. Well, I'm the mayor of Hockeytown, but I do have my VP's down in GR, Brad Thompson, the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So
I know you post
and the development of some of these young guys too, you know, which is coming down the hopper. So like one of the questions later on, which I want the people to understand also too, is like who on this roster is movable and you know who isn't. But until then, we're talking about a lot of money. Talking about Steve Yzerman's bag. How about for you? I got a deal for you. Get to any Lady Jane's right now. 168 of them across this great country. For an award-winning experience, I should actually walk in there after. Register for once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment of your dream home. Yes, up to $200,000 towards your mortgage. So get to a Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
It's time to talk about Michael Phillips. Not English television correspondent Barnaby Phillips.
Oh, God.
But Michael Phillips. Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips, 313-403-0011. Again, 313-403-0011. And it's game on.
Shut your mouth.
Barnaby.
English television correspondent Barnaby Phillips.
Yes.
Cheerio.
Yes. Yes. I loved his coverage of the Queen's funeral.
Oh man, that one took a lot to kind of stay composed, and I actually.
And you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. It did make me lose track of the show and everything like that, but I didn't care. I wanted to deliver that moment.
That was worth it.
Was it all-time Phillips rankings? Where's that one set?
I think number 2 after mine yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Which one was it?
Let me look that up.
Oh, he doesn't even know.
Yeah, but that yesterday's
that
was
good.
the
You
best.
remember?
Yeah.
Yesterday's was the best for sure.
Was it? All right. I thought I came in pretty strong. I guess
Yeah,
number 2.
you were strong.
Yeah,
Number 2 is good.
I mean, hey, it's TCU, Michigan. I mean, when you went hot, one's 3, one's 4. I mean,
I will say
God,
this, yes, and you go over Sam Flannel's resume, there's more of a body of work.
That's true.
He's got a lot more Phillips victories than I do. I only have one.
Plus, he's a biased judge, too.
Right, that is true.
I'll second his judgment though. Yesterday's was great.
It was pretty fire. Did want to step. Jake Wegener says not Captain Phillips was pretty solid. I did like Captain Phillips. So that one was pretty good. Steven Syrett says yesterday, mayor of Nashville in the 1880s who died in a hunting accident. Is that true or no? You didn't dust that one out, did you?
It was, according to what I saw, he was a politician, but when I did some research, that actually is what happened.
Give props to Get Steven Syrett a shirt or something, man.
Absolutely. Dude, that's give him the Woodward front row. I mean, that was pretty solid.
There is no more dedicated Woodward sports viewer than Steven Syrett right there.
Oh, no.
Died in a hunting accident. That does add to the story.
The 1800s.
It does, man.
Anyways.
That is pretty strong. Did want to touch on one other thing. Step back off the ice for a moment. But the moral of the story, I was pissed when I woke up this morning and found out that's how that went down with the Wings game.
Ah, me too, dude.
But one other angle about this Lions-Giants game. This whole Brian Daboll mania that's going on right now, which is funny, T-Foss. When you win games, people think you're good.
Imagine that.
It's really wild. Daboll v. Dan Campbell. Can he show you anything today? Can he out-coach Daboll? Can he?
I wouldn't call it out-coaching, but if he can get his players motivated to outplay the Giants, I think that's possible. I don't think Dan Campbell's a guy that outcoaches anybody. I really don't.
I think what he did last week was get out of his own way, though. Right? You know what I mean? Like
but that's
when you're going to measure Daboll and Martindale.
But he did go for the 4th and goal at the 2, and they came up with the great play, and they punched it in. And when you convert it, you're a great coach, and when you don't, you suck.
So
very binary.
I don't think going into it, any of us ever thought we were ahead in the coaching department between Daboll and it's well known and Wink Martindale on the defense from Baltimore. You know, they're supposed to be like our Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell, but I guess show me. Show me. I think the motivation-wise is the guys will be ready to play. I think the one thing that he proved last week, the discipline. The discipline on the road's got to stay the same, right? So if that's coaching, Neal, then maybe that's one thing. Because that was the most impressive thing when I look back at that game, that they only had 2 penalties on the road.
Steven Syrett in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread said he Googled that yesterday, Sam Flannel, when you announced it.
Yes, it is. And for the record, it's Claiborne Hooper Phillips.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Claiborne.
I did forget about that. You're not beating that one.
Yeah, no.
You're not beating Claiborne Hooper Phillips, mayor of Nashville in the 1880s. Of course, Clayton Hooper Phillips died in a hunting accident. Of course he did.
Can I ask you a question? Why am I here? Why am I here? All this ridiculous. I did learn about the mayor of Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely, you did. Steven Syritz, but he also said, T-Foss, that's facts. He won't outcoach anyone. He isn't sly enough. And
can we forget about the trying to outcoach somebody? Can't he just be competent and do his job?
No, because I think he does have to outcoach. I think he does.
I think he thinks he's got to outcoach when he doesn't. If he keeps it simple and I think that's when he gets in trouble, when he tries to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, don't try to outcoach somebody. Just handle your team. Handle yourself.
Your business, because that's what I saw out of your team giving back last week. Is just keep going out. Like no one thought. Like even at the end, things went their way, but they executed.
I got a good poll here for you to run up there, Spence.
Okay.
Here we go.
What do you think about this?
Is Jared Goff a top 5 quarterback?
No, we're not doing that. I'm just ignoring that. You may as well bring up a quarterback that plays at Kentucky if you want your stuff read less. Yeah. But anyway, is Dan Campbell capable of outcoaching Brian Daboll?
Okay.
Is he capable of it? And look, since we're about narratives, right, and he's coming off a week where it worked, the premise of some of his moves, Dan Campbell, I agree with. Like the going for it. 4th and 3 was a little aggressive. I'm more like 4th and 2 from the goal line. However, I am looking for that. And yes, that goes into coaching. And yes, I would say that Dan Campbell delivered the goods. And they got the touchdown. The play was called. It worked perfectly. Oh, by the way, they have 3 touchdowns from the tight end position since they traded T.J. Hawkinson.
They do. Three different tight ends, too.
It's funny. It's funny how that works, isn't it? But when it comes to Brian Daboll, he's come in as an offensive coach. And under Brian Daboll, Saquon Barkley has played the best football of his career, even better than his amazing rookie year. And Daniel Jones has took care of the football. They haven't asked him to do much. I think he's kind of dumbed down the offense and utilized Daniel Jones' running ability a little bit more. So I think on a macro level, Dan Campbell is incapable of out-coaching Brian Daboll. But Dan Campbell, like T-Foss and DMac said, just don't make stupid decisions. Just run the game right. And I think the Lions have a good chance of winning this game.
We broke down those stats yesterday on heavyweights, and Daniel Jones has 31 first downs rushing this year.
Man, it's funny that I sit here on this microphone, DMac, and talk about the turnover factory. Gotta open its doors, and start churning out turnovers again. But that's low key. That's what I'm looking for out of the quarterback position.
Amen, brother.
You ready to go there, Daniel Jones? Bring him to town.
Yeah, we said it yesterday.
Bring him to town.
Yeah, stop it.
I think
Sign him to the deal. Give him $25 million.
Wait, stop for a minute.
Not 25.
Are you saying bring Daniel Jones to the Lions?
That's what he said.
Not $25 million.
Get the shut the. You gotta have
shut
come on,
the front
man.
door.
You're in the same position. He ain't winning you. I don't know. I take Goff
over
this
Jones. This is
that's flat
grass
coaching
is
right
greener
there.
on
Brian
the other
Daboll.
side of the street.
What?
The grass is always greener on the other side of the street. This is what these two.
The fact that Daniel Jones hasn't fumbled, the fact Saquon Barkley's healthy, having the best years, give it to the coach.
I never said I would pay Daniel Jones $25 million.
Well,
I would not do that.
How are you getting him?
I'm not
His
going out to
serious?
His fifth year.
No, I didn't say that.
Thank you. Stop.
I'm not going out to getting Daniel Jones. I'm not paying Daniel Jones money.
Well, the weird thing is, Spence, if you want him, see, I have to come in here and be the adult in the room right now. We can sit here and say, hey, I want to get a Ferrari. I'd rather drive a Ferrari. What's the plan? How are you going to do it? You say, I want Daniel Jones.
No, I didn't.
5th-year option next year. He's going to free agency. Start it up,
I don't want him. I don't want to go out and pursue him. I'm saying he'd be better in the situation when he's making $5 million a year. Yes, I'm not going out and signing Daniel Jones for $25 million. No.
Well, Neal, you pushed that poor man into a wall.
I did not do that.
Trapped him, and now he's all scared and everything.
No, it's just a joke. That's not what I said.
No. Neal is a verbal bully.
Wait a minute.
You just trapped the poor kid.
Terry, shut up.
See there?
Shut up.
See there? This is verbal
Stop
bully.
talking. Shut up.
Daniel Jones is, at this point, more effective than Jared Goff as a quarterback. You see what he's doing with his legs. Would I go out there and pay him $30 million a year? No, I wouldn't pay anyone of that caliber. That's why I get mad at Jared Goff in there, is because he's getting paid $30 million a year. If we had Jared Goff for a Daniel Jones contract, I'd be fine with it. You wouldn't hear me complaining. But paying an average quarterback $30 million a year is not a good thing. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Daniel Jones.
What's the number? What would you pay Daniel Jones?
15 maybe.
No, what realistic number would you pay?
If he wants more than 15, I'm not signing him. Period.
Say goodbye.
Yeah.
So, but doesn't it stand to reason if you sit there and tell me he's better than Jared Goff?
No, you get a rookie.
Then,
being better than Jared Goff does not mean I'm going to give you $30 million.
You trapped the poor kid.
Like, it's not a linear equation.
And he's
just because he's
babbling.
better than Jared Goff doesn't mean he's a franchise quarterback who's worth $30 million.
So you're not interested in Daniel Jones in free agency?
No.
Who you say is better than Jared Goff, i.e. he will get more than $30 million a year in free agency.
That is not what I said.
Neal, you turned the strong man into a babbler. He's just babbling. He can't stop talking.
No, he's babbling. He's saying things that didn't get
you
said.
into that. You just keep going blah, 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 blah. I want Daniel Jones. No, I don't. I'm going to pay Daniel Jones. No,
I never said I want Dan. See, that's what you guys. I never said that. When did that once leave my lips? It did not. So you're just making things up.
Ethan
Brown.
Brown.
If that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. But it's just not true.
So you call Neal a liar?
Yes.
Hold on. I think Ethan Brown stands with Spenmo. Daniel Jones is fine. If you never want to use a wide receiver again.
Daniel Jones is fine unless you want to pay him. Until it's time to pay him money, then yeah, he's fine.
Okay, for real.
So to Spencer's point, to real, this is a situation you would rather the Lions be in.
Yes.
Moving forward with a Daniel Jones type at $5 million a year that can't throw the ball down the field, that has a running back that can run. That
he could throw the ball down the field better than Jared Goff. He's got a bigger arm than Jared Goff.
What? Because you can throw it further, but you can't hit anybody or whatever.
He doesn't have anything to work with either. Look at their damn receivers. I don't understand. You put Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Giants. He's immediately the best receiver. You put Josh Reynolds on the Giants. He's immediately the best receiver.
Hey, if you're looking for an energy drink, Cintron is immediately the best energy drink, and it's the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all three of their delicious flavors into that Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. Okay. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free. You know what? Why wait? Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and three people that you're thankful for sitting in row number one. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Market, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better A Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood.
That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
You guys are making me laugh, man. Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. And look, usually there's like some slick marketing speak and all that kind of stuff. The bottom line is this. This guy, Ryan Ermanni, our own guy, 2 to 4 on the M Go Blue show. Ryan Ermanni is down 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. That's it, guys. Like, it's on our doorstep here. We see what's happening with Custom Health Centers. They've helped a lot of people. They have over 20,000 success stories that can help you too. This is another one in the making right here. Our own Ryan Ermanni down 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. Call them today, 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-THIN. Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network coming down the stretch. Neal Ruhl, DMac, T-Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. They're going in 100 different directions. King Horse says, Neal goes to the mall and yells at other people's kids. Don't have your kids in there acting the fool.
For sure.
Don't do it.
He goes down to the play area. Stop. Get out of here.
Stand in one single file line. Get on that slide. No, I don't do
the hall
that.
monitor back in the day.
No,
Stop
man.
running. Where's your bathroom pass?
No,
No
it's
smoking in the back. Oh, wait. What?
you know, like real talk. Like I think we've gotten. It's sad. I think we've gotten to the point now where we're more tolerant of people's dogs than we are people's kids, and I hate that ish for real. Like that's just being real. Like the look parents get when they have a baby somewhere, dude. It really bothers me, man. And I'm just getting real for a second. It does. So, but let your dog have a sweater on there walking through, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it."
Cute.
Yeah, no, it's a dog. Everybody, calm down. But anyway, what?
Easy said, dude, I love yelling at other people's kids.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. LGRW Sparty, I got you, Spence. I'd rather have Jones at his current cap hit now than Goff at his current. Well, you can say that about everybody, dude.
Exactly, because Goff is a terrible cap hit. That's why you can say it about everybody.
You don't need. You're looking at it wrong.
No, what you're telling me?
You're looking at it
when
wrong.
I'm looking at
Don't
money?
look at it as like a $30 million quarterback. Look at him as a $25 million a year quarterback, and you paid $15 million for a first-round draft pick.
And it's still not worth it.
Just look at it that way.
I think it is. When you look at it that way.
That's
right?
what you
as
did.
long as you get the pick right. And do you trust in who's doing the picking now? So that makes it more valuable. Your dollar.
Would you pay $15 million for a top 5 draft pick?
For a one-time deal, flat
Yes.
out 15 million, yes.
How can you not? You've wasted more money on your salary
But
cap
not
over the
$15
years
million
paying
over
Damian
5
Woody.
seasons.
That's my man.
You know, I'm just going through it. You know, I'm just going through it. We're spitballing ideas right here. Lions Odd says Jones would have us 0 wins with this team. Not a Goff fan, but at least Goff fits here currently.
That's cap.
That's cap, bro.
That's cap.
Okay. Rack says, Neal, stop yelling at Danny Raxter's kid. I wasn't yelling at him. Just trying to make him better.
No.
You put Danny's kid in
You're
a corner.
twisting my words around like a super villain.
You said you wanted Daniel Jones. I wanted the path to get Daniel
I did not
Jones.
say I wanted Daniel Jones. I never said that.
I feel like he said that.
Snookered the poor kid.
I feel like he said
I
that.
never said that.
I feel like he said he wanted him. Real quick. What? Since we have Spence here, I think I want to ask him a question. And I'll ask a question to you guys. I think this is a big game for Michigan State this weekend. This is the biggest, one of the bigger shitty games on the college football schedule. You win this game, you're bowl eligible, which doesn't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things. I get it.
But doesn't it mean something this season when we counted them out and they were dead in the water?
They were left for dead.
Absolutely left for dead. So I think that this is small flex. I know all the focus is to the top of the Big Ten, but what Michigan State and Mel Tucker has done. I haven't heard the blasphemy out of Spence's mouth about Scotty Hazelton too much.
He saved his job for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It seems like they're getting better. So, I mean, why wouldn't you give out props? If now they still got to get the job done, but this could have been way worse for them. And even if even if they get on to the Little Caesars Bowl from the Bahamas or wherever it is, and it's on at the same time as our show, I'll put it on up here. The 11 a.m. bowl game. I don't care what it is. It's got to be great for the kids.
For real, though, Spence, are you going to tap into the game this weekend?
Yeah, I watch all the games.
Okay.
And I'm going to be rooting for victory. Yes.
Is it a big game?
No.
Because I think as you go through the annals of time, especially if Tuck is what you guys say he's going to be, that time will be forgiving to this season. When you go back and say, and this is strictly for perception, where if you make a bowl, as meaningless as it is, I know, but it's not meaningless to this team at this time right now in this space. Because as you get away from the season, especially if Tuck delivers, you will look back and say, the machine kept rolling to some degree. We stayed bowl eligible. Because, I say that there's no difference. Really, when you boil it down, there's no difference if you go 6-6 and go to a bowl, or if you go 9-3 and go to a bowl. I don't think there's a difference.
Well,
over time.
Where's your bowl?
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No. I mean, the object is to get to a bowl, right? I mean, and that for a lot of the teams, there's only... I mean, legitimately, there's 3 or 4 teams that can win the national championship, so the rest of them are fighting to see which bowl game they're going to.
Right.
Well, crappy teams are fighting to
They're
go
all
to
crappy,
a bowl.
Terry.
Georgia's crappy?
Well, there's one. I said 3 or 4.
Michigan's crappy?
Who's going to win?
I'm just saying.
The eligibility to win.
The crappy teams are fighting to get into a bowl. The crappy teams, it's important for them to get into a bowl.
And they're a crappy team this year.
Right.
They are.
Whether they make it or not, they're a bad team this year.
Yes. No, but they're not perceived that way if they make it. It helps the perception. That's all I'm saying.
It's almost catching the plane.
Team.
It's almost like you got a plane ticket and you catch that flight, or you're on the cruise ship. You made it on the cruise ship. Doesn't matter that they stuck you in at the bottom with the luggage, right? You're not in the penthouse or whatever, but you're on the boat. You got your receipt. I made it to the dance, which, to your point, Neal, takes off some of the sting of how bad the season really was.
Right. And it just won't be remembered that way, especially, Sam, I'm curious to get your opinion on this. You follow a program that made a lot of empty bowls.
Okay, so this is actually...
That was tone, everybody. That was tone.
That was also something else, but it was
it was
good.
That was a Scud missile, man.
This is actually insanity to me that we're having this discussion. You are giving more credit to Michigan State for potentially winning a home game against Indiana to become bowl eligible than you've given in Michigan the entire time I've worked here. Michigan State, would you like your cookie in the form of chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, or peanut butter if you make a bowl game at 6 wins by beating Indiana? This is lunacy. The Mel Tucker tongue bath continues. It's.
You got a game to worry about.
Didn't I just say that they were shitty this year?
Yeah.
Didn't I just say that?
You did say they were shitty.
After I said they were shitty.
Right.
You guys all said they were shitty, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but you're acting like it's a big deal. Imagine, I thought when Michigan plays at Indiana, it's an exhibition game. If Michigan plays home against Penn State, it's an exhibition game.
So Michigan and Michigan State should have the same standards for their program this year.
Well, last year, didn't they get 10
wins? We're not talking last year. We're talking right now.
Not exactly, but still, a game against Indiana is not a big game to give them 6 wins. Do you want a cookie? Do you want fellatio?
I was going
Seriously.
to your point that if you make a bowl game, then people don't look at you to the next year and go, wait, the parentness of not making the bowl game, what's wrong with your program or whatever.
Absolutely.
The fact you make the bowl game, it's apples and oranges.
As opposed to saying, oh, you guys made the pool.
And by the way, your team, Sam, is one of the teams that I think can win the national championship
I appreciate
this year.
that. But was Michigan in 2017, was that a big deal that they made a bowl game, that terrible team? It probably wasn't because it's Michigan, Michigan State. No expectation having
No. It was, right? Because they made a bowl. And I see so many years with the bowl appearance and stuff like that. I saw it all.
Yeah, but still,
yeah, that's just a one-liner. That's a one-liner that it's a throwaway. Well, this team has been to 12 straight bowls. But when you look at it, 9 of the bowls.
The Birmingham Bowl, the
bowls don't mean as much now as they used to.
No, they don't. As long as you get to one. As long as you don't not go to one. You know what I'm saying? That's the line.
You know what? I think Michigan State's future is the same whether they make a bowl this year or don't.
But the perception would be different, DMac. Front row.
I'll tell you what, perception and reality are the same. That is Woodward front row. Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game just over. It's in 8 days, guys. A week from tomorrow. That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting row 1. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share a post on Twitter and Instagram and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of these people are following Woodward Sports too, and if we pick your name, bang, bang, boom, best seats in the house, front row. So hop on Twitter and Instagram, tag your crew today. Brought to you by Lady Jane's at Custom Health Centers. Make sure you tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
It's time to be safe, peace of mind, business, personal. You know what it is. It's Guardian Alarm time. Give Guardian Alarm a call for 24/7 local monitoring. You want to be a part of our family? Well, you can be. This is how. Give them a call. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many straight flannel protected days?
157.
157. Terry, you believe it? 157 days. This kid.
And did he wash any of them?
Yes.
That is a question. He's married now, so I would assume he's responsible. Anyways, give him a call today. They'll protect if you got flannel or whatever you have. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out. Kentucky quarterback who lost to Vanderbilt.
Oh, there you go. That name rhymes with Lil Wevis. Guardian Alarm, look, security experts. Tell them Big D Energy said.
Back at it, Big D Energy. Woodward Sports Network coming down the stretch. I promised you guys this, and I did want to give you kind of the origin of the Get Right pick, where it came from, because it was an actual thing that happened in my life. So let me paint a picture for you. I am about 15 years old. I'm working at a pizza place. It's like my first job or whatever. Working at a pizza place. Pizza delivery drivers, all, that.
No, but you're 15, so you're not delivering.
Yeah, we know what a pizza place is.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, you got your hundreds of delivery drivers and all that stuff. Big sports guys, you might imagine, as we all were when we were kids. And I overhear one of the delivery guys talking about, betting on football. So I was like, well, I think I could do that. Here I am, making $50 a week or whatever, $70 a week at the pizza place. So I get into that lifestyle for a little bit. 15-year-old kid calling the bookie, making the bets, stuff like that. And so over the course of the 1994 football season, as it came down the stretch, got in a little bit of trouble, was down about $180, which when you're 15 years old, working at a pizza place,
put 3 zeros on it.
Absolutely. That's a lot. Let's just say it like that. So young Neal draws a line in the sand, the 1994 wild card game, the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Dan Marino, Joe Montana, The Dolphins are going to win this one, no doubt. So I call the bookie up, and I told you I'm down $180. I put $200 on the Dolphins in the game. Can't remember if it was 3 or 3.5. I want to say it was -3. So you sit down, you start watching the game. Chiefs are winning. Dolphins come back at the end. Marino gets a touchdown at the end. They win 27-17. We got right. That's where it all started. As I told you guys, I live it. I don't just say it. I lived it in my life before. So that's how I got right, Terry. Ended up $20 for the week. And sat out the rest of that football season.
And you didn't get your legs broken.
Most important part of that, and I don't condone this, but you know what Neal did? He just didn't double it up for 180. He went for the VIG. Because, you know, if you're down 360 or 400, it's the same thing. So you might as well got yourself a little meal for the stress. Nicely done, sir.
Yeah, so that's what it was. That's how it all started. We literally had to get right. Literally. Can you imagine being down $400?
Can you imagine if they didn't win? Then you might not be here today.
That's absolutely one of the possibilities. So that's what it was, T-Foss.
I'm glad you won your bet. You're here with us. You're a healthy guy.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Clomp Sauce says, you pay anyone else but me, I'm coming for your thumb. So that will do it. What's tomorrow? Thursday?
Yeah.
Right? Tomorrow's Thursday?
Thursday.
Golden Grizzlies basketball tonight on the radio, 97.1 HD3, 1270 AM. Toledo and Oakland. Tap into that as well. For T-Foss, for DMac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Well, see you later.
Yep.